All right, I got my new sight put in, the Ultraview, and on an axle bar, which you'll see here. This bar goes through the center of my bow. You see it partially there, and connects to the actual sight. Now, this is a pretty expensive setup. The axle bar, I mean, these things are hard to get. They're made out of carbon fiber, and they really are difficult. Everybody's out of them. I happened to get lucky and found a site that had them, and they usually go for about 330 bucks. And I had it in my cart for, I don't know, a good couple of weeks while I was buying other pieces. And all of a sudden I get a message saying, certain percentage off, which means I'm going to save $30. And I was like, oh, great. So I actually got to save 30 bucks on that. Now, the Ultraview, which is this, which connects to it, not really sure if I can show you it lit up like that. But when I tried this and we were sighting it up, because it glows inside and the pins glow, that was pretty impressive. Now the peep sight on the bow, which is, I don't know if you can see this on video or not. Maybe if I turn it. My peep sight, which is over here. When I look through that, okay, and I take a quick look at it, you're going to see the entire roundness of this. So that's what I see in the peep sight. So I pull the string back, I look through the peep sight, and all I see is this roundness. It actually fits that whole roundness in the peep sight. Then I look at the pin that's lit up on the inside, and then I put the pin on the target. I glance at the level that's inside here, just to make sure my bow's level. And that's not easy to do. A lot of times you'll get a little bit of shake in your hand when you're trying to line it up. And that's just lack of muscles. That just means more practice. And then you let it go. Now, at 20 yards, on my other sight, which I'll show you in a bit, I was not able to see the target very good. It was kind of blurry. And when I hooked this up and lit it up, because I shot it without it lit and with it lit, when it was lit up, I could see that target as clear as day 20 yards away. I was able to put the pin on it. I was able to get a good grouping. It was amazing is what I was able to do. So let me give you a long shot of the bow. All right, and here you got a long shot. And you can have a good look at it. And I don't think the whole bow's in frame, but it's good enough. Now, when I'm looking through it, I'll be holding it this way, and I'll be looking through it. So that's what I'll be seeing. I'm not sure what you're seeing on the film. So I had a new string put on, which is made by the company Catfish Customs, V3X 33, and I had VEC 99. And I had this is what that came in. Now, the string is red. Well, the server's red. I'm red from here to here, then I'm black, then I'm red again. Just give it a little bit of ambiance, I guess. And I ended up picking up some new arrows, is what I got. These blades actually open. Black and white fletching, which kind of matches the black bow. Okay, so the bow weighs, I think it was 7 pounds 9 ounces is what it came to. I picked up an extra ounce. Now the original sight I had in there was this thing here, which basically connected to the side. It's a 3-pin sight. It was okay. I couldn't see the level that was inside of it. I didn't even know there was a level until I looked just now. But it wasn't a bad sight. I mean, compared to the cost of this one's definitely a better way to go for cost-wise. But when you turn the light on with that Ultraview, I can't say this enough. I mean, it really made the pins really easy to see. Now, why are a lot of people like the XL on here? And all the XL does is takes the sight and makes it go up and makes it go down. And there's a wheel on this side that does that. You undo that, then you move it down, then you click it. Now, you can sight it for as far as you want. Well, whatever the given limitations are. I mean, the guy was telling me, he's like, well, you can shoot 90 yards with this. And I'm like, I'll never shoot 90 yards. I mean, maybe if I'm practicing or I'm messing around, but usually I sit between 20 and 30 yards, 20 and 32 yards, and that's what I usually shoot at. I mean, if I'm in a tree stand, there's just trees all around me. They're just saying, I'm not shooting out into an open field. And when you start shooting that distance into an open field, well, then you have to consider wind resistance and everything else. But I normally shoot 20 yards, so that's all I shoot. Now, I have added some silencers on my bow. I added this. This was a cheap thing to actually offset the weight. I'm still debating whether I'm going to keep that on there. I'm messing with it. But I'm very, very pleased with this sight. If you have the money and you can buy the Ultraview and buy whatever you choose to connect it to your bow, it's well worth it. That's all there is to it. And it's just amazing. Like I said, when you get old, your eyes don't see as good. I mean, I need glasses for reading. I see good far away, but when things get really small, it's harder. When this thing lights up inside and I look at that pin and I look at my target, it's like I got 20-year-old eyes again. I can't believe it. So it definitely helps the old man see better. And that's very important when you line up and target your prey, because you don't want to shoot too low or too far to the side, because then the animal's going to suffer more. You want the animal to lay down, bleed out, or if you can, get a lung shot or heart shot, and he dies pretty quick. And this definitely helps with that. That's all there is to it. We did change, I forget what they're called, inside the wheel. We made it with more poundage is what we did. But since I was pulling it back so easy, and that's because of all the practice I've been doing all year. But when you get these bows, you have to practice a lot. I mean, literally go out and shoot 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, and then try to move that up to 7, then 8, and that's what you're doing. When I was in there and I was actually shooting 20 yards trying to line everything up with the peep sight, I must have shot the bow a good 25 times when I was in there and we were lining it up. Near the end, I was getting a little shaky with my left hand. But that wasn't too bad, at least for me. I don't know what you guys shoot at, but at least for me. So by the time I was done, this thing was 300, this was 200, and then we needed a couple parts with it that goes with my Mathews bow to put it in the center riser. And that was like 25, 20, so another 50. So $550. By the time you get taxed, you're into, I guess, about $600 is what I got this whole thing for by the time I was done. And then you figure when you take it in the bow store and you have them lining up, that was, with them putting the new string on, $70. So like 30 to sight it, and then like 40 to put the string on and get everything set up that way. And that's the route I went. So by the time I was all done and good to go, I was at almost $700. The arrows themselves, I paid $15 each for them, and that doesn't include what you put on the end. I got 6 of them, so I got 5 in the quiver. I got 1 extra that I can use for playing around with. But, it's definitely an expensive hobby. Now, understand something. You can get bows on eBay all day long. All you got to do is look. You really don't need some fancy Mathews bow like I got here to shoot or hunt deer. Please understand that. I mean, I just like the looks of the bow. I like how it shoots. I like how it felt when I shot it. And because I'm old, you tend to have a little bit more money. At least most people do when they get older. But if you're young or you're tight for cash or you're saying, boy, I wish I could afford that, but I can't, you can afford the bow shoot. You can afford the target shoot. I'm not kidding. There are long bows. There are recurve bows. There are compound bows like this one. They are all over eBay. You can get bows for as cheap as 300. I mean, it's amazing. And with with social media like YouTube, you see a bow on eBay, for example, you like, you can take that bow, put it in YouTube, and do research and see how it shoots and what everybody else thinks of it. And that's the thing. Now, if you're not sure, you can also do a Google how to check how far you are, between here and here. You need to know that before you buy a bow. And is the bow adjustable where, you can adjust it for whatever you want. So once you know that, you're pretty much good to go. And you could go over to eBay, find yourself a bow that you like, and go and actually buy one you want at a cheaper cost. You don't have to spend the type of money this thing costs. So everybody can own a bow. Now, I did see a survival bow on Amazon. I even had one person say, what do you think of this? And it was a bow that broke down, and it just looked like garbage. It really did. I mean, you probably kill something pretty close, but it did look like garbage. I told that person, you're better off to go get a takedown recurve. It probably do you a hell of a lot better. And that's the thing. So understand, every prepper, everybody can own a bow. The hard part about owning a bow is practicing. Getting out in your backyard, set up a target and practice, or go to a park somewhere, or basically practice. That is the hard part about a bow. If you're a lazy person, you sit behind your computer and you buy canned food and say you're a prepper, don't buy a bow. You're not going to do it. It really requires practice. I go out almost every day depending on how bad it's raining. And I try to get in sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day, at least a good 10 shots is what I try to get in. And to get myself used to it. And I've been doing that for a year. You got to be committed to doing this. If you're not, look for a crossbow. A whole lot easier. Put a scope on it if it makes you feel better. This does require more skill, and it does require more practice. But the nice thing about a bow or a crossbow compared to a gun is sound. There's no sound with this thing. It literally goes thump, and that's it. The sound is unbelievable. And that is super important is what it is. But if you're on the fence about getting an Ultraview with this sight, oh, don't be. Go buy it. And that's the Hunter sight up there. And it's wider and 2-pin is what it is. But it's an amazing sight. It really is. Compared to this, it's way better. I haven't had any videos in a while because I guess over a week because I've just been too busy working. And damn, working gets in the way when I'm working on too many clients. But I'm glad it's all updated. I'm ready for hunting season in the fall. And this is gonna be pretty amazing. I've been putting together an extensive kit where how can I carry my pack that runs about 35 pounds to where I carry the bow and I can still hunt. And I do have a gadget that hooks onto my straps and it has 2 hooks that hooks onto my bow and I carry my bow in front of me and I can carry it and walk and pick it up and shoot. And I've been working on this total system so when nighttime comes I can set up camp, I can get some sleep and relax and then in the morning get up and hunt again. And I pretty much got it down pat altogether is what I got. If you want me to show you that, let me know in the comment section. I'll try and get some time and make a video of what that is. But it's pretty impressive what I put together. So I could literally be gone for a good 4 days, 3 nights hunting and not have to come back to my truck, which is kind of nice. So there's the new Ultraview setup all sighted in. And like I said, if you're on the fence, don't be. Go buy it. Your sighting in with that is just amazing. I'll catch you guys on the next one.